guys. Well, good evening. Welcome to the Unprofessional Professional Sports Show. And obviously, we have unprofessionality going at its finest because we don't have everybody here. What the hell's going on?
I blame Keith.
Yeah, see, yeah, Keith had a hall pass, so he's good.
Well, especially since he called me out because I had to work.
There you go. And Tip is at the stadium still, Tip in the stadium work. So James will be on here. And hey, there he is, as a matter of fact. There you go. What's going on, James?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
It is Wednesday, September the 10th, fellas. A lot of sports going on. Aftermath of the first week of pro football.
Yep.
That is the NFL. Just want to get a couple things out of the way as far as just some news that's going on outside of football. Anthony Rizzo announces Major League Baseball retirement and will be honored at the Cubs Wrigley Field on Saturday. He hasn't found a job since 2024, I think it is. So he will be retiring. He said he wants to retire, which is probably a good move for him.
I mean, since he stopped being able to, hit a baseball.
Especially if you're unemployed, yes.
Right, yeah.
I mean, sometimes retirement is thrust upon you.
Yeah. Very swiftly. Well, in his case, he took a year. But anyway, also want to congratulate.
Didn't he bat like an 09?
Yeah, he was.
Like bad. It was rough.
It was bad. Yeah.
Well, we wish him well.
Just retire. Have a good retirement. Don't play for another major league team anymore. So
hey, just in time for the Spirit Halloweens, right? So we know where he's going.
There you go.
Those pizza delivery is hiring. So I mean,
there's a couple of those Halloween stores around me that are just opened in the place of other stores that have.
Absolutely.
Out, so
I mean, honestly, Spirit Halloween always pops up just in time for the Mariners to miss the playoffs. They're like, "Yeah, let's go!" Like, T-Mobile Park is going to be empty. World headquarters.
Damn, the whole stadium, Bo.
Hey, you know what? We're still occupying the final wild card spot. So you're saying there's a chance?
I don't know the way Houston's playing.
Hey, I've been a Mariners fan my whole life. I've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
I'm not super confident.
By the way, speaking of Seattle, Bo, congratulations to your Seattle Storm for securing the last WNBA playoff spot.
Yeah.
Opponent to be named at a later date.
Yep. It does mean I will not be here next Wednesday, though.
Oh, hey. So great, because we're going to get more videos of you with the team. Is that their first game?
No, the first playoff game will be Sunday, and then game 2, I believe, is Wednesday. It might be game 3 actually. No, it'd be game 2. So
okay,
yep.
Cool.
You won't miss anything, Bo, because we'll be more tame as Keith will be make his arrival back.
It's going to be the boring show. I got you. It's fine.
Unless Tip, the boring, unprofessional, professional show. Unless Tip brings his behind back in here.
Right.
And let's see. Oh, I was talking about this earlier with Bo James. The NBA will implement stat rule change for the end of period heaves in the upcoming season, which means buzzer beating heaves at the end of quarters will now count as a missed field goal attempt toward the team, but not count as a field goal attempt for the player who shoots it.
So
think about that one.
I have a clarifying question because obviously, before the show, I said this is stupid because it's not like anybody didn't heave those up anyway. Say you make it. Do you not get the field goal either?
Yeah, that was not clarified in this when I was looking at it. I did not clarify that because I was looking for that too. I said, well, they make it. Does it count?
Right. It counts as a team point. You don't actually get credit for it because, you can't make a shot you didn't take.
That's right. Yeah, they did not specify that in this commentary, so I don't know.
It still doesn't change the fact that I think it's idiotic. Like nobody's not throwing that thing up with a second left to try and get some points. Like nobody's like, oh my God, my 0.01, this might affect my shooting percentage. Like nobody cares.
It's total buffoonery. If you shoot it, it should count as an attempt. And if you miss, it should go against your field goal percentage. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
So we have switching over to the NFL because that's where our priority is right now because of week 1. Before I ask any other surprises that you saw during the week 1 festivities, we do have Mr. Tyreek Hill again being in trouble. And this time the NFL is investigating him. Now, this is funny because Miami is like, a shit show right now. And they want, people have been asking about Tyreek Hill, other teams been asking about getting him. So rumors have been going around. But do you really want to take on this mess as well now that the NFL is investigating for domestic violence? 17 counts. He hasn't get charged, but there's 17 counts of this on his estranged wife. And of course, his lawyer is saying everything is all built up because they're trying to, put the man down, Tyreek, that is.
The team I hope gets him, that's actually shown some interest, but the team I hope get him is the Steelers. Can we just get all of the dumpster fire together? Like, let's do this thing. Like, if you're going to go big, burn the thing to the ground. It'll be fun to watch. And apparently there is interest in him from the Steelers, which actually makes a lot of sense from a player personnel standpoint, right? Because they're trying to win it all, right? You have Rodgers for 1 year. You just spent a ton of money on DK. You throw Tyreek on the other side. On paper, you're like, oh, okay, like you're making a real try for it. And then the intangibles come in and you're like, oh, they're all head cases that will fuel a show like this forever. If he's going to move, hey, let's do that. Because nobody wants to play for Miami, apparently.
It's just a 1-year deal, rental. And let's just say all this stuff happens in the court. It's not going to happen until maybe next year sometime.
Yep.
So why not take a shot at him? He's the fastest person in the NFL. He was just 2 years removed from being the number 100, top 100. He's an impressive player, regardless of what you think of him and regardless of what he's done off the field. If they can get him opposite of DK, as long as DK doesn't just melt down and start boo-hooing, I just think that with Rodgers, considering what they did against the Jets recently, I was surprised. I picked the Jets to win that game. And Rodgers put up 4 touchdowns, man. And that's Calvin Austin and DK Metcalf. So I was impressive. It was an impressive feat for them, and I was highly impressive. So you add him to the mix, I think they have some clout to say that they might be considered contenders.
You actually thought the Jets were going to win?
Didn't it not look like they were controlling the game?
No. Hands down, they were way more competitive than I thought they were going to be. I just was thinking Justin Fields goes to the Jets where quarterbacks go to die. And so I was like, this is not going to be great.
I thought it would be different because, my perception of it was that, like B heard me say this, they have a really good defense.
Yep.
They run the ball. I think it's going to be a lot better because Aaron Rodgers is not an RPO guy. So you know what they're going to do if you have Breece Hall or anybody else in the game. Rodgers can't do that. But the threat the RPO, the quarterback run, makes things a lot different for them because you have a guy that can actually have elite speed and run the ball at the quarterback position. And he throws decently. I mean, he's not great, but I mean, that was a beautiful touchdown to Garrett Wilson that he threw to him. You know,
that right there is the one element that I gave them a shot with. Is Wilson was a college teammate of his, and they work out in the off season together every year. So, I mean, if you're ever going to have a connection with a guy, that's that dude. So that was the one element of that team that I'm like, hey, you know what? They do have a good defense. Justin Fields is going to have a connection with Garrett Wilson for sure. But otherwise, you're like, yeah, except even in the press conference before the season started, he's like, yeah, I'm really happy with these 8-yard connections. I'm just like, I mean, all right. Like, like, cool, I guess. But, you know, sometimes, especially if you're behind, stretching the field a little bit is helpful.
right.
Which is
right.
totally opposite of what you really thought was going to happen in the game. Both defenses sucked. I mean, were terrible. What did they get? 4 sacks on Aaron Rodgers, and I think they flushed Justin and Justin Fields. I mean, I've never seen that dude play like that in my entire life.
Oh,
and I've seen him play in Chicago. Career. That was his best game in his NFL career, dude. That guy was slinging it. He was accurate. He was running out of pocket when he should have been running out. I mean, he was doing everything right.
Yeah, no, that was his best game. Period.
They have a good offensive line. They got. I mean, they built. Yeah. I mean, Olu Fashanu is. I think he gave up his first sack since high school. That game. So he never gave up a sack in college at Penn State, and so they really have a much better line. I mean, the kid that they drafted this year is doing well. I know they lost either a guard or someone. I think they lost a center or a guard, but they replaced him.
Yeah, it was a guard.
I think they got a shot offensively to do what they're doing. To me, they would remind me of a Temu Baltimore offense. So, you know, yes. I mean, there's some pretty nice things at Temu. It may not be the exact brand you want, and you know, but I've purchased some decent things at Temu, and you can win with Temu. You can be successful with some of the things from Temu. You just may not have.
I agree with you there.
Professional show has been sponsored by Temu.
Well, I was going to say before Temu, there was Wish, right? And
Wish,
yeah, and Wish was the exact same stuff. And it was funny because I ordered, I went as a pirate for Halloween, right? It was years ago now. And I ordered a sword, right? And I'm like, you know, this is going to be some cheesy whatever. It's like $40. And what arrived was a sword. I was like, oh, like, okay. Like stainless steel, full on like sword. And I was just like, that was an amazing $40.
I sent away for plastic and I got Excalibur instead.
I mean, for real though, I knew it was metal. It said it was metal, but that doesn't mean anything, right? Like I figured it was going to be steel and garbage, and I was going to have to sand it and paint it or something, right? But no, this thing shows up and is like a full-on sword. And I was like, that is wild to me. Because, like, if you think of a sword here in the U.S., it can cost you a couple $100 for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So you never
imagine
know.
That was.
You never know.
How long did it take it to get there? Because I'm sure there was some kind of thing going through customs.
Oh, yeah. It took like 6 weeks. Yeah. It took a minute. Order weapons from outside the U.S. Yeah, no, it took a little while.
Sword is coming from overseas. What's going on here? Are we getting weapons from overseas?
Oh, 100%. That being said, if I'd have known it was that, I'd have bought like 3 of them and sold a couple.
So the splash back from that Jets game, AG's not playing. I'm just letting you know this right now. He cut Xavier Gipson after his costly fumble against the Steelers. Yep, bye, buddy. You can't hold on to the ball at a time that we need you to hold on to the ball. So, you know, hit the road. So AG's not playing. Let's see. What ones we got on here? We got, Dallas is looking to add to their defensive end position by talking to Jadeveon Clowney. That ought to be funny. Clowney in Dallas. There's a joke somewhere in there.
Oh man, can we do that? Like, people will be so mad because, his whole career was he's had flashes once or twice where you're like, okay, this is that guy that we had all this hype about. And then for the most part, he just doesn't really seem to put in that work. Right? Like, I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know the guy personally, so I can't say it's a character drive issue or anything like that. But when you watch it on the field, you're like, man, it feels like he takes plays off. Like, it looks like some of his plays, it looks slow, right? Like, he's just like, I don't know. Again, don't know the guy. Yeah.
I have the joke. This just in. Clowney joins the circus.
There you go. And Jerry's Big Top Bob.
That's right. He drives a Mini. Gives everyone a ride to work.
There you go. In that little car, yeah. Even back 35
Exactly. Well, no, and we even had him here in Seattle for a minute, right? I think we had him here for 2 seasons. And I mean, he would have random flashes where you're like, okay, like, that looked good. That looked good. He had a sack and 6 quarterback hurries. And you're like, okay, yeah, it looks disruptive. And then the next game, you're like, oh no, he played. Yeah. Didn't show up on the stat sheet, but he was out there. And so, yeah, I don't know. The inconsistency from him has been the biggest thing. So if he goes to the Cowboys, that makes all the sense in the world.
It's really funny because I know the Lions fans always wanted Zadarius Smith back on the team. I said, well, Zadarius Smith is just Clowney. He's just a Timo version of Clowney.
Yeah,
that's all.
Man, and he's already a Timo version of somebody else. Like, that's if you copy a thing enough times, it's just a blank piece of paper.
Right.
Clowney, to answer, that's funny. I was going to say something, but to answer that person's or respond to that person's comment, Clowney is always going to be still relevant because he's the same guy that he didn't live up to the fumble, the sack. Fumble recovery, or the tackle for a loss fumble recovery in college when he was at South Carolina against Michigan. For those you don't remember, he got that single play put him as the number 1 pick overall, and he never lived up to the number 1 pick overall pick status.
Got him paid. His potential got him paid multiple times. He never lived up to it, but the potential got him paid. But to answer your question, Rob, no, Clowney hasn't been relevant in years. I mean, because everybody that picks him up, they're like, oh, well, now we get him at such a value that if he does pop off, which is funny because now we're a decade into this thing, he's not going to pop off. But, but it always looks at, but he could have a big game or whatever. Whereas when, you got to win a bunch of them to make it anywhere. So if he has a good game, cool. He has about one of those a year. And you don't get to pick which one.
Right. His potential is limitless, I guess. In the clouds, limitless.
I think by year 8, year 10,
you're right.
You got to stop playing the potential game. We know what you are. Right? Like, you've shown us who you are. If you're in the league for a few years, you're like, okay, yeah, maybe the fit wasn't good or, but he's bounced around team to team. He's been in different schemes. You're far enough in. You've done the same thing everywhere you've gone. We know what you are. So you can't do anything based on potential anymore.
Yep.
So San Francisco is having a rough time. Purdy might not play. Because he's got a boo-boo on his toe.
Yep.
And Kittle has been put on IR. So you're taking basically the potential of weapons out of San Francisco this weekend.
You have Mac Jones and CMC. Can we get the soundboard with the button? Sell.
And that being said, they're still going to be favored to beat the Saints. So
Oh, I still
I'm
do.
not picking them.
I did.
I'm not picking them to beat the Saints. You got rid of Purdy and Kit. Oh no, dude. I don't care if you bring Jawan Jennings in there. It ain't helping. I don't know what Mac Jones is going to do.
I picked
Look,
Mac Jones over Ritter.
I the Saints win. I mean, of course, I'm a Saints fan, but I'm not there yet. We got to see. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Saints were in the game against the Cardinals, and they had an opportunity to tie the game and potentially win, but it just didn't happen. So we'll see.
Well, it's not
I
like
still
the
say
Cards
San
were a
Francisco's like
juggernaut
at the
in
bottom
that
of
game, right? Like, I understand
Right.
the Cards were favored, but you watched them play, and you're like, I feel like they got in their own way as much as the defense did.
Yeah, so that's another one of those things that's happening in our sports section here. We also have what was the other thing I was looking at? Hunter's going to be playing more on defense for Jacksonville. This ought to be interesting.
Hey, Rob, don't do that, man. The San Fran defense they're gonna be on the field a lot. If you're gonna take a defense, if the Rams defense is available, do that because they're playing the Titans.
Yeah. Yep.
Do that, or who's playing the Panthers? Why am I mind blanking that?
I don't know.
I don't know why I'm mind blanking it, but like the Panthers are going to lose.
Playing the Cardinals, the team that the Saints just played.
Yeah. So I would do that. I would take the Cards D. The Rams or the Cards, those defenses, they both have games that are very winnable. I wouldn't take the Niners here because their offense is going to be hindered enough. Their defense is going to be on the field a lot. So although the defense is going to play well, statistically, it's going to be ugly because they're going to spend 38 minutes on the field.
We're narrowing it down to 38 minutes too.
Hey.
and the Packers are given.
It's not great.
The Packers are just. I don't know what they're doing right now. I think they're just in a whole different. They're in a twilight zone. They just gave Christian Watson a 1-year extension and paid him $13.25 million.
Is he on the field?
No, he's not. Still not on the field.
And they paid him? Okay.
I'm available.
Any person that can catch the ball is a. I mean, in the game against Detroit, they did a pretty good job of catching the ball. I was kind of looking at that. I said, Jordan Love is going to have some problems if these guys don't catch balls, but they were catching them. So I mean, hey,
Romeo Dobbs is still the dude on that team. He's still the guy.
He's the one that drops the most, though.
Yeah,
but he caught everything that was coming toward him.
Yeah.
So
and now they have Matthew Golden. So they really paid this guy a year, and he gets hurt a lot too, though.
Yeah, he's just coming off an ACL. Hey,
and Rob, out of those two options, Dallas or Cardinals, I'd definitely take the Cardinals. The Giants aren't going to be as bad as they were this last week because the Dallas defense isn't that good.
Not bad.
I still think Dallas will win that game, though.
Dallas will win the game, but that's going to be a closer game than people give it credit for because
Washington's defense isn't that great either. You got to go figure that too. Washington's defense isn't that good either. The Giants' offensive line is in shambles.
No, but that's what I mean is their defense is good enough. It'll be an interesting game, though.
Yeah, maybe.
It's Dallas and Giants, right? So I mean, it's not like Dallas is good. So like, it's actually going to be.
The Giants haven't beaten Dallas yet in the last 2 years. They haven't won a game. So.
No, but this is their best defense in the last couple of years.
Yeah, well.
And they'll at least have some okay quarterback play. Like I can't imagine Wilson's going to look as bad as he did this first week.
I mean, that's funny you said this is the best defense in the last couple of years, but it didn't look like that Sunday. I mean,
no, it didn't. But I mean, your offense can't go 3 and out every possession and have your defense look good. I mean, think about the Browns last year. If they had a competent offense at all, that was a top 2 defense that was actually a top 10 because their offense couldn't stay on the field, right?
Right.
So the Giants, they're a top 10 defense. Like, they're not elite by any means, but they're probably a, top 8-ish range as far as the construction of it. They just happen to have an offense that couldn't help them at all. And so I think they'll have a little better luck going against Dallas than they did against Washington.
You think their defense is better than the Giants? I mean, Houston?
The Giants defense, you mean?
Yeah, the Giants defense is better than Houston's defense, or the other way around?
No, I would probably give the edge to the Giants. The Texans offense is significantly better.
The Giants offensive line consists of plumbers and janitors and scab players. I mean, it's just really bad. Man.
That is not
Team
true.
workers.
That is not true. Those guys are way too physical for that. These guys are office workers at best.
I mean, hey, the Houston game, their offensive line was just as bad, So I don't know.
And yes, they are really missing Laramie Tunsil. So I don't know what they were thinking when they let him go. I mean, that didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
They weren't. Again, we hate to keep referring to Timu, but they're trying to get Timu players to replace actual players.
Timu, if you're out there listening, we are repping yours.
Yeah, I don't think we're actually helping their brand, though. We're calling everybody that's Timu trash. So that being said, Timo would be a step up. Timo would be a step. Like, this is TikTok shop. Like, this is like basement level stuff right here. So yeah, I think the Cardinals out of Dallas, or the Cardinals, probably has the better shot of those two. And I get what you're saying on that next one of the sack game. Russ putting himself in trouble because, I mean, you do get points for sacks. So I do get that. And who knows, maybe this is that game that gives Dart the start.
Yeah.
I like that. The bar, Dart to start.
I forgot the other San Francisco news too. They waived Jake Moody because he couldn't kick a field goal to save his life. And they signed Eddie Pinheiro. That'd be interesting. Wasn't he the guy that when the Chicago Bears had their playoff game, he boinked it off the side there? Wasn't
he the double doink guy?
Yeah, the double doink Pinheiro.
Yeah. I guess cool. Like, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I want them to pick the wrong guy anyway. They're in the division. I want them to lose all the time.
Right, there you go. Yeah. Double doink Pinheiro. All right, Jalen Carter avoids suspension. Well, he was suspended for a whole game thanks to him spitting on everything before he even got on the field. But he got fined $57K, and the ejection served as a 1-game suspension. So I guess what the NFL is going to do, if you're going to start doing stuff like that and taunting and all that, your game suspension is about what they're going to give you.
Yeah, well,
and maybe a fine.
It makes sense they didn't do another one because he was basically suspended the whole game, right? He didn't take it. He didn't take a snap. So retroactively suspending him for that game makes sense because that means he doesn't get a check. So yeah, I mean that seems sufficient, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought he was going to get a fine because he already served his whole game out. So
yeah, well, you knew he was going to get a fine. The NFL loves to fine guys.
If Jalen Carter's listening, if you're out there, I'm just going to tell you that's just one pretty expensive loogie. So,
right?
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut next.
The other thing that it does is it lets every other team know you can get in his head and mess him up, right? It was one of the things that used to happen to DK here in Seattle. Corners and safeties would absolutely mess with him the whole game because they knew at some point he was going to lose it and get us a 15-yarder. Right? You'd see people barking at him every single game because you knew he was going to lose his mind. And Jalen Carter is slipping into that thing because this isn't the first time he's lost his mind on the field.
I'm going to tell you, I was young once. I've been that. It's called poor emotional intelligence.
Yep.
You got to build it up, man. Got to be able to take anything they tell you and just say, you know what, I'm gonna just suck that up.
Hey,
Because
if you
Okay,
ever
see
watch them
now,
practice-
James, you're putting out there. That's going to have a pill to go with that. Now they're going to have to make a generic pill to go with that.
Yeah, right.
a red pill.
If you ever want to
Yeah,
get better
something
at
they're gonna
being
sell in the market.
thick-skinned, start a podcast. Because not only will your co-host roast you, which that part's fun, but that comment section can get wild.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So also, where am I at here? Steelers, Deshaun Elliott is out for a few games, and they signed Jabril Peppers to be a safety there. They're not. I love it. I just love Pittsburgh right now. Pittsburgh and Green Bay, both of them. They're just nuts right now. They're both going nuts.
They're like, hey, we want to win. But Green
Would
Bay
you
is
be
doing
shocked
it
to see them
in a way
both in the Super Bowl?
I mean, yes, but Green Bay's doing it in a way where it's like it's a cohesive unit. And then the Steelers are doing it in we're finding every toxic human possible.
We're gonna win with
both
pure
work.
unadulterated toxicity.
Absolutely.
They're trying to overtake the
both can
Raiders.
work, though. Yeah, the 80s Raiders.
There
They're like,
you go.
oh, you got a rap sheet? Cool, you can join the team.
You have to have one to join it.
Right? Oh, you did 12 months. That's cute. You can't play here.
You're right.
Yeah, the
You were
benchmark
in-
is 18 months.
You were in jail for a year, and you got in jail for a month, and you got a year probation. We don't want to have that kind of goody two shoes thing.
Right?
going
That
on
sounds
here.
like a
We
Dallas
need
guy to
hardened-
me. Like,
Yeah. We need hardened criminals. Where's Ray Rice when you need him? Beating people up and stuff.
See, and the thing that's funny is that Raiders team would have taken a shot on him, right?
Mhm.
The whole rest of the league is like, yeah, we can't touch you. You're toxic. The 80s Raiders would have been like, yeah, you're our guy.
Yeah.
Come on, guy. Come on. Bring it on in. Bring it on in. So looking at the games this weekend, besides our own games, what other games did you find that were intriguing this weekend?
I mean, for me, it had to be the fourth quarter meltdowns all across the league. I mean, teams that had essentially put some teams away that just couldn't figure it out, right? The Bears, obviously the Ravens, my Seahawks. Like, you're going into the fourth quarter, you're like, okay, like this looks good. You have a Derrick Henry fumble. You have the fact that Caleb Williams forgot how to throw a football for the final quarter. Like, he missed a wide open more by 10 yards. It was a walk-in touchdown. So, I mean, or, the Seahawks that decided they just didn't want it. Really, it came down to Woolen not being able to play corner anymore. He's just like, oh, hey, my guy's way over there. Like, I don't know. It was very weird watching those games where it was just fourth quarter mental meltdowns. So I think that was probably the thing for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say. I mean, the biggest one was the Ravens Bills game. 40-25 is a significant amount of point differential in the fourth quarter. I thought Kubiak could call plays. He was so inspired.
You mean?
I mean,
Yeah. Look, his best time as an offensive coordinator were the first two games for the Saints last season, and everybody else figured him out afterwards. And of course, the injury bug hit us too. But they knew what to do. They knew how to adjust, and he doesn't know how to adjust. He doesn't counter adjust, and that's his biggest issue, I think. He can. I mean, he give you some of the best. I mean, again, remember we had a full staff, and we were blowing out two teams. I mean, mind you, one was the Dallas Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers, but still, 40+ points in the first two games per game was nothing to sneeze at. But everybody else figured out what to do. But that said, going back to the meltdown was, I mean, when Derrick Henry fumbled, that changed everything. It just changed the whole scope of the game, and the Bills just capitalized with Josh Allen. He knew what to do with it, and they played safe ball when they got the ball back. They didn't do any. They didn't. They I mean, it was predictable to give a jet sweep to Zay Flowers at that. I'm like, you know what's about to happen. Why would you even do that? I'm like, I know that's coming. That's just predictable. You got to go down the field. And I mean, and they forgot how to do what they were doing to put them at 40 points. I mean, you got a 40 burger on somebody in 3.5, 4 quarters of football, and all of a sudden you just melt down. Yeah, that's on the coach. I think part of that's on the coach. Mind you, the fumble it happens.
Yeah, I mean, the fumble on the 30, and then one play later, you're on the 1. I mean, that's as bang as it gets. You know, and it's unfortunate too, because even if everything else played out exactly the same, but they had 3 more runs, there's not enough time to complete that comeback. Right. So, I mean, it was because not only did you give up the fumble, but then you give up 29 yards on the next play that then they just punch it in for the 1 yard. And then you immediately come out not able to do anything. It's just like, oh yeah, I mean, you guys are going to lose this game. I mean, you could see the train coming at that point.
I think the thing that's interesting, I know a couple Raven fans, you know, personally, and they were both talking about this is what Harbaugh does, though. They say this is going to start catching up to him more ways than once. And with one season when he was doing all kinds of unthinkable stuff, he said, I don't even know why Harbaugh's still the coach of this team. Because the only reason why they figure he's the coach of the team because they got Lamar on there. That's it. Because he said he makes some pretty bad coaching decisions at pretty bad times.
Certainly,
he's starting to do it more.
Yeah, the playoffs he really does.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you're right about it. I didn't have, unfortunately, Robert. I didn't have Chicago winning that game anyway. I had Minnesota winning that game. Thank God.
So you were stressed out most of the game then.
Yeah, I was trying to hit JJ with a stick. Come on,
what are you talking about, Bo?
Do something.
I picked Chicago, and I was still stressed out. So I mean, the whole game.
Yeah, I picked the Bears too, and I was like, they're letting them hang around. Right? It was halftime, and I'm like, they had some chances to just step on their neck, and they didn't. And here we go, right? But, you know, at the same time, you're like, it's JJ. You don't know what he is yet. And you were thinking as well as Caleb played in the first half, you're like, okay, like it'll be all right. And then that missed field goal made him forget how to play the position. And you're just like, oh, I mean, okay, yeah, another beer? Cool. Yeah.
But let's not forget that Minnesota has a very good defense and a very good defensive coordinator. So they made some adjustments. So yeah. I think they.
Well, what I looked at in that game. Okay, so the first few plays of the first couple of drives are probably scripted for Caleb.
Sure.
So he looked fluid in those. I think what the adjustment came was Flores said, "Hey, I think they're off their scripted plays now. Let's start sending in blitzes on them every 2 or 3 down. Start putting blitzes on him. See how he handles that." He could not handle that at all. And I knew something was going to happen with Minnesota because they were running the ball pretty effectively against Chicago's defense. Now, the passing game was a little iffy, obviously, because of JJ just getting into the game and getting into that position for the first time. But at the same time, that running game was still gouging them. You know, Mason he had a heck of a game.
He's an underrated running back.
Yes,
I really thought. I was wondering why they let him go in San Francisco, considering the running back situation with Christian McCaffrey. I'm like, and you let this kid go? I mean, he was their leading rusher last season, and I'm like, they let him go, and Minnesota got him for pennies, pretty much, and he's going to pay off dividends for them, I think, in that run game, considering he's sharing the load with Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Justin had a game. Thielen had one pass that he just absolutely dropped. That was right in his hands. I was like, yeah, okay. So this is how this is going to go for the first couple of quarters, huh? But like I said, the running game kind of saved Minnesota, kept them in the game. And then JJ turned into Tom Brady at the end. I don't know what the heck happened to him. He just caught fire. I don't know what it was.
So the thing that really had me take the Bears was Jefferson was on the injury report until Saturday with a hamstring, right? So you're like, even if he's playing, like how hard is he going to go, right? Because that's one of those injuries that can pop right back up. Their other main receiver was ruled out, right? So I'm just like, yeah. And then you have a rookie quarterback. The Bears defense is better. I was like, okay, you know what? It's at Soldier Field. I'm like, okay, I think that's a game the Bears can steal. And then they came out and what's that say? It's the Bears. So
the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
But it's not any bear. It's a sad panda.
Sad panda, yeah.
Or a soft teddy bear.
Yep.
I think another game that I liked really in that that weekend of play was I liked the Rams in the Houston game. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
The defenses were really tough for both sides. They got to CJ more often than they got to Stafford. I was glad too, because Stafford, I'm like, dude, one earth-shattering hit on you, buddy, you might be breaking in like a Chinatown, because that back isn't made. You know, you've got a 41-year-old back, bro. But he played well. Yeah, he got 60,000. He's at top 10 and 60,000, over 60,000 in his career.
He don't have a 41-year-old back. He's got termites holding hands in that spine.
Yeah, that's what it is.
One little nudge and it's all over.
Just
he's in bad shape. Didn't he just have a epidural or something recently?
Yeah. I mean, he has some back injuries for sure. So I mean, the Rams will go however far Stafford can go. Like that is if he can stay out there. I mean, there's nobody tougher than that dude, right? Like he'll stand in there and get killed constantly and keep trying to get out there.
Yeah, once he goes down,
I mean, when you're talking about aggravated discs, like that's a real problem.
Yeah, the Raiders game was
the Raiders
was surprising.
I like the Raiders. I actually like the Raiders this year. They're not going to be a playoff team. They're not going to win a crazy amount of games, but they are going to be a fun watch.
And they'll be competitive. Yep.
And the Tampa Bay Atlanta game was great. The rookie receiver, Egbuka.
I like that this became Office Space. Naga, not going to work here anymore anyway.
Fortunately,
those routes that he scored those touchdowns were impressive.
Yes.
You can tell. I mean, the receivers that come out of Ohio State are and I know A-Train's probably listening, so I'm going to give him some props. They just on another level. He's going to be slot. He kind of reminds me of Chris Godwin, which they already have. Of course, he's obviously having some issues with his ankle, but when he comes back, man, it's just they're the cream of the crop of that division. That's not saying much, but still, they still the tops. And Rob, Atlanta just blows.
I really couldn't figure out just how they can't get out of their own way all the time, because they have a good roster. Like it doesn't make a lot of sense that they can't function. Like I don't get it.
First round tight end, first round wide receiver, first round running back, first round quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I don't understand.
Because
they have a better team than their level of play.
Who is it?
Young Ho Koo.
I know some young hoes, but I don't know that one. But that's pretty funny.
Yeah, he I would say he blew the game because he missed a kick, at least to tie it.
But, Koo, yeah.
he's been pretty off for the last couple of years when they needed him to be on. And they are bringing – I heard they're bringing in another kicker. So guess that's going to tell him right there, buddy, hey, let's straighten up and get rid of you just like we got the 49ers got rid of Moody.
Well, this last year was kind of wild because you figure Tucker and Koo were the two most accurate kickers of all time. And then they both fall off this last year. Tucker, obviously, he had some rub and tug issues and is not on a team. And Koo's trying to find his way off a team.
Right.
Tuck's trying to tuck people in.
Right. Poor Justin. Can't defend himself. Anyway. The Cincinnati Browns game was pretty good too. I thought the Browns gave that game away. That was another issue with the kicker. The kicker left 4 points on the board, and they should have won that game. So he just couldn't kick. That guy was horrible. And the thing about Cleveland was doing Cleveland things, and they got rid of a veteran kicker to get this kicker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I bet you that comeback's and bites you in the ass now, doesn't it?
With that said, what's worse? Was it the Bengals defense or Cleveland's offense?
Oh, it was the Cleveland offense. But what's even worse is when you think of how much they spent on the Bengals offense and their defense is what had to bail them out at the end of the game. You can't feel good about this if you're a Bengals fan. If you have a team that's set up, you're paying them like they're going to score 40 points a game. Your defense indicates you have to score 40 points a game, and your defense is what comes through. You got to be looking at this season like, here we go.
Also, one silver lining potentially is that maybe they played probably a top 3 defense, one that they probably won't have to play. Well, they're both in the North, so they'll have to meet them again. But other than that, they may not play another defense that good. So maybe they can score 40 points. Because
of course they will, because they're in the division. They are.
Yeah. Right.
No, I'm saying they're gonna meet them one more time. But I'm just saying, but anyone outside of them.
No, but the rest of their division isn't chumps either on defense.
Well, I mean, after what we saw from Pittsburgh, I'm not too shaky on that one either. But I know at least the Ravens gave up 41 points too. So I mean,
they're giving up points. So I'm just saying, I'm not sold on Pittsburgh's defense, nor am I sold on the Ravens defense. I just think that, particularly if you have a high flying offense, I think they'll bounce. They'll get it together.
Well, I mean they'll get better. Like they've shown us in years past, they're going to get better. They also showed that it doesn't matter because they don't play defense. They're going to miss the playoffs.
Right. And it's very bad too when I know from fantasy people out there that Burrow 113 yards, really? That's your explosive offense, buddy?
That's what I'm saying.
There you go. Chase Brown was the guy of the hour. It wasn't Burrow. So I guess if you want to say whether they, and what Chase Brown didn't get, how much is he getting paid? He probably the lowest guy on the totem pole and as a skilled player in the offense, and he's not getting paid that much. But the guys that got paid didn't really do anything. If it wasn't for the fact that they do an end around with Chase in one play, he got points just for doing that. He only caught like one pass from Burrow. They pretty much shut Burrow down. And then that's what I'm saying. You get them as the season progresses, defenses are going to get better. So and especially in their division. Now the anomalies that we saw with the Steelers and Baltimore were just first game. And I'm sure Cincinnati's offense will get better too. But they run into some defenses that are going to be shutting them down.
If they don't get better, everybody's fired.
Yeah.
Like you gave up 2/3 of your payroll for an offense that can't score points. Mm-hmm. Everyone gets fired.
Yep, everybody gets fired. Yeah, that's automatic. The surprising game that I did see though was the Broncos and the Titans. I thought the Broncos are just going to lay a shellacking to them. Actually, but I got to remember this is game 1, so everybody's slow.
exactly.
But the Titans did play pretty well against the Broncos. That defense was pretty good.
And it looked like there was a little bit of a regression with Bo Nix. So maybe this
Yeah,
is
well,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's because they don't have. That's because they don't have John Morton as a passing coordinator because he's with the Lions, and then they say, "Oh, the Lions got a new offensive coordinator." Yeah, I'm really tired of that damn narrative too. He said everybody in Detroit, most of the fans of Detroit want Morton gone after one game. I'm like, dude, it had nothing to do with. If you put Ben Johnson on there, and with that offensive line we got right now, he would suck. Okay, it's just the same thing. I don't understand what he's.
Week one
Some
overreactions.
fans are just dumb.
Week one overreactions are the best because I had somebody, they asked me, they're like, is Josh Allen this year's MVP? I was like, you need to pump the brakes. It's week one. Calm down. If we're going that route, Daniel Jones is the front runner, right? So just, it's okay. It's week one. Breathe. Let's not overreact that far that week one is your MVP because Daniel Jones had the game of his life against a Miami team that didn't want to be on the field. I mean,
Daniel Jones is going to trip into the MVP award. So.
Hey,
no, he's going to miss it because he tripped. That's what it is.
Exactly.
So coming up on week two, the first game of the schedule is Washington at Green Bay.
Yep.
And Green Bay is favored by 3.5 at home.
Yeah.
What do you think? This is going to be a good game to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only problem that I have, Washington's defense still isn't that good. Yeah, they played the Giants, but it was the Giants. But they have to play an actual offensive team. I'm kind of worried about that for Washington, But, and Green Bay's defense is pretty good. I want to know how good that offensive line will be because they did a pretty good job against the Giants. They really did. Their offensive line did a pretty good game, and that was one of the best defensive lines out there. So I want to see how they do against Micah and the rest of the Green Bay Packers on Thursday because they got Jaden Daniels.
I do like Green Bay at home. And a 3.5 point line doesn't mean a lot, right? Home field advantage is 3 points.
Yeah.
Right. Like if they think the teams are equal, home field is worth 3 points. So 3.5, they're like, yeah, we give a slight edge to the home team. Right. And I like Green Bay at home. I liked what they put out week one. And not necessarily because of what the other team did. It was what you saw from them. They played very consistent football. And what I like about that is that's duplicatable, right? Like that's something you can do week in and week out. It's not like they beat somebody because they connected on an 80-yard bomb. That can't happen every week. They played methodical football on all three phases and won, right? And when you look at that, or anything like that. I mean, it was just very disciplined football, and that's something you can take in, week week out. You get to play 2 home games in a row to start the year. So, I mean, yeah, I like Green Bay at home here.
So, judging off what I saw with Green Bay, I was like, well, because I thought they would be much better, and I thought the Micah deal would put their defense over the top. So I have them as a Super Bowl contender. I didn't think they would win it or get to the Super Bowl, but I have them as contenders. That being said, they played against a supremely talented team in Detroit and shut them down. They shut them down. But I think the one common denominator here that's going to be a little bit different here is that they're playing a dual threat quarterback and Jaden Daniels, versus a pocket passer and with a questionable offensive line. So I think that's going to be a big challenge for them is Jaden Daniels because, again, he was able to put up 3 touchdowns. I'm not saying it wasn't hard to do against the Giants, but the Giants, like you said, the Giants has a much better defense, and he still was able to do that. So I think, and Micah Parsons, regardless of him being such a world beater in regards to sacks, he's not a great run defender. So, and you're putting him in the mix with some other good players, but they got rid of their their Kenny Clark, their main guy up the middle. So I like Debo Samuels to be effective in this game because, again, this is the guy who could play multiple different positions and jet sweep, slot, whatever it may be. He's available, and I think they're going to go up there and upset. I'm picking Washington for the upset.
All right. Yeah, Rob, you're not wrong. Hutch did not show up. You know what a really crazy stat about that game? The kicker had more tackles than Hutch.
I mean, I think you should give him. I mean, my man had his leg in two. It was broken in half. I mean, he's coming off still a serious injury. So I think it's time.
And I really think that's the reason why the Lions are waiting to pay him, because they want to see how he reacts. I've told people many times it's probably going to be, if he does well by the time they have their bye week on week 8, then they're going to pay him. They're probably going to basically give him a blank check. You fill it out,
Sure.
But
Wasn't
if
it
up to that par,
was it femur or tip fib?
I don't remember. And I was kind of on that same path with you there, though. I was thinking if he is returned to form by Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is always that benchmark for me of like, if you're bringing a player on, is he starting to like show up by then, or like the rehab, is he back? Like those, that kind of, middle of late November is always kind of that benchmark for me on if you're going to move on from a guy or if you're going to pay him or whatever.
And in that game, I got to say that Detroit's defense in the first half wasn't the greatest at all, especially the pass defense. But their run defense was stellar. They did give up a touchdown to Jacobs, but he only rushed for like 66 yards, and he averages 78.9, last season. So they did a very good job of stopping the run. They just couldn't do anything about the pass. And one of the reasons is because Terry and Arnold, I hurt my groin, but I don't want to come off. Dude, you got beat twice in one drive. You should have came off and just after he went off, everybody started playing better. I was like, dude.
Not only are you a liability, you make everybody else a problem. I like it.
So in the upcoming games let's see, you got the San Francisco 49ers coming up there, James. Your Saints do. Where are you going with that? I'm going to tell you, I'm picking the Saints. Without Purdy or without Kittle, I'm sorry. You're going to wear that defense down.
I was gonna homer down and pick the Saints with them if they were playing, just because I need them to win. But with that said, I definitely pick the Saints because I just think that they're a little bit more competitive than people give them credit for. I think, again, they're not great, they're not good, but they're better than last place. And so I just think that considering that they have talent at certain positions, I think they're a little bit better than what people think. And they should have a chance to win this, considering Kittle is out and potentially Brock Purdy's not going to play as well.
Yeah, no, the Saints can be good if the other team's missing half their guys.
Right. I mean, hey, you got to take a win where you get them. It's not the Saints' fault that hurt.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's they still have enough talent that I think the Niners can actually still win this game. I hope they don't. But man, this feels like that game where everybody else steps up because everyone's going to bet against them. Right? Like anytime you watch the talking heads and the whole screen is one color, that's the team that loses. And so that's kind of what I expect is a lot of people will switch over to the Saints here, and then the Saints won't show up for whatever reason.
I'm telling you, nobody's picking the Saints. Everybody has them the power rankings, they're still at 32nd. They're still at the bottom.
I'm somebody, James. I'm picking the Saints.
You're right. Thank you, B. But yeah, you're right. Besides you and me, no one else is picking the Saints.
For me, that pick is literally during the show on Thursday before my picks lock. I'm going to be like with a quarter, like, all right, I guess Saints, could be Niners. I feel like that one's just a coin flip the way it sits.
And real quick, Bo, before we leave up out of here, what do you see? The Pittsburgh, you're going to visit Pittsburgh. Your team's going to visit Pittsburgh. What do you give that chance for your team to pull out a victory there?
Yeah, so not great. And the reason I say that is based on what I watched our defense do. Our offense is young. They're trying to figure out how they work, right, in real time. The defense, no. I mean, Rob's a good buddy of mine, Seahawks fan. I don't feel good about it because you have Emin Wari is out. He has a high ankle sprain, so he's going to miss this week, right? You have Woolen, who again is looking like that guy that got benched, right? He's a liability. Double moves have been burning him, and then again he's out of position a lot to make a tackle. So you have a real question at that corner. You have your main other safety that you were looking forward to having is out with an injury. I think that secondary gets beat up by DK.
Oh, yeah, it is going to be kind of a homecoming from him. Not that he's going to be there, but.
Well, no, he knows tendencies, though.
Yeah.
And, I picked Seattle to beat the 49ers, man. It let me down. I can't pick them against the Steelers, man.
I picked them to beat the Niners, too. I didn't like how the Niners were constructed. And for, 2/3 of that game, it looked like that's how it was going to go. And then Woolen's like, oh, my guy is literally a bus length away from me. let me try and it was so frustrating.
Yeah, I was also one of those guys that picked the Seattle to beat San Francisco. Thanks a lot.
Oh,
Seattle.
See, that was the problem. Too many of us picked Seattle.
Ye of little faith, huh? Well, yeah, that's what happens. I'll have to go with Pittsburgh on this, just because they're at home, and the crowds are going to be up for this, and it's going to pump the Steelers up too. They're probably going to add another criminal before the time is up at the play. So
I just like that they're getting all the revenge games out of the way, right? The first one, they go against the Jets. Second one, DK has Seattle come in. It's like, okay. Yeah. You guys aren't slick. We see what you're doing.
I think the new team that we're going to call the Pittsburgh Steelers is the Mean Machine. That's what we're going to call them, the Mean Machine.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when they start losing their mind, it's going to be more of the meme machine.
Or the Pittsburgh Steelers, just not the one you're thinking about.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, guys, it's been great. We are coming to the end of the Unprofessional Professional show. It was kind of mixed, but we'll promise we'll keep trying to do it every time we come on here. Until then, next Wednesday, y'all have a great day and a great evening. Peace out.